Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trade Talk with Zach. Here with me on the show is Nifa Stacks, and he's going to be sharing with us from his experience. I know most of you are used to trading from your house, from the comfort of your room, but this is a trader who works at a trading floor, and he's going to be sharing with us valuable insight that is going to transform your trading journey. So join me, do not get distracted. Mr. Stacks, it's good to have you here on the show. It's an honor and a privilege to sit side by side with you. It's cool. Just start by telling us your background, right? Your background, yeah.
All right, thank you very much for having me on the show.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to be here and talking about my background.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got introduced to Forex over 5 years ago. This is
Okay.
my sixth year in trading,
Wow.
and I got introduced when I got to 100 level in the university.
Hmm.
I had this classmate of mine.
Yeah.
She's a lady.
Oh, a woman.
Yeah, a lady
Female.
friend of mine. She was our assistant class rep.
Wait, is she still trading?
Nah, funny enough, she's not
Whoa,
trading
wow.
again.
Right.
So we'll go to class to read. I would just see this lady with graph. I'll ask which handout with this. She will just tell me that this is not handout.
Yeah.
Because I know the way she reads, she just read over doing chores.
Right.
So when she sits down in class, she just read novels and everything. So I was like, Madam, you have been so serious reading something. I don't understand. Did they give you expo that you should read and pass that you're not sharing with me? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're trying to get first class now. So everything boko, we're just looking for books. So
Right.
I saw she was like Candlestick Bible. I said, the only Bible I know is the Holy
Bible,
Bible. So
yeah.
which one is Candlestick Bible again?
Wow.
She was like, no, I should read. I said, Madam, same thing that will not add to me getting the first class. I'm not interested.
So you're not even worried about your financial situation at that time?
I actually was worried because I
Okay.
had it in mind that upon finishing school, I was not going to work for anybody.
Right.
I want to just be my own boss,
Mm-hmm.
start up something as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So, and I studied economics in the university, so it was very in line with what I wanted to do. So I was like, okay. So she emphasized and she emphasized and she disturbed my life. And this lady will not allow me to rest.
Yeah.
I think God was using her to help my life because it got to a point whereby I was so tired. I was like, okay, to just send me the PDFs.
Oh,
And I don't like reading
PDF.
PDF files.
Yeah.
This guy sent me over 50 PDFs.
Whoa.
I'm seeing baby pigs, Forex for beginners. I was like, what is this Forex thing? Because I know I used to see some ads. I registered with the Octa FX, those binary options. And I'll just be placing buy, sell. I don't know what I was doing. So I just, okay, don't worry. I just collected it for collecting sake so that I would just fulfill righteousness and she would stop disturbing me. But this guy followed me up like choosing.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when this, how they call them now? Jehovah's Witnesses are following you up.
Yeah.
This guy followed me up and I was like, let me just see what this thing is. So when I started, I looked at it. It was not making sense, honestly. So I just entered YouTube. You know, then in school, if I have misunderstanding with my academics, I enter YouTube. So when I entered YouTube, what is this Forex thing? Then I started seeing the possibilities that lies within Forex.
Yeah.
I watched the youngest, or let's say the stories of people who had made millions from Forex, South Africans, Nigerians.
Yeah.
I was just listening to them. That was back then, 2019.
2019.
Yes,
Wow.
2019.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, this thing is making sense because I'm seeing my future in what they're doing. Because
so it starts to make sense now
it started
because
to
you could
make
see your
sense.
future
I could
from
see,
it.
yes.
That's wonderful.
So I saw the picture, it was painted well, and I decided to say, okay, let's go into it. So some of the YouTube channel had Telegram groups.
Yeah.
I joined, I saw people doing things, and
That
was just the beginning for me.
That's quite an interesting journey because for your man to actually drag you into a thing, I liked what you said that God was using her to actually change your life.
Yeah.
So now, fast forward to now, can you tell us, were you having a mentor? Were you mentored or you are a self-taught Forex trader?
That aspect.
Yeah.
That was actually the sad part of my story.
Okay.
Because
Sad.
the better part of these 6 years,
Yes.
4 years out of these 6 years were filled with pain.
4 years of pain.
I never withdrew in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I
So it was struggle back to back.
So struggle back to back. And funny enough, I was making money. right?
Mm-hmm.
So I, when people say I lost $100, I lost $1,000, I lost $10,000,
Yes.
I did not die, blah blah blah. Now there are some traders like me
Mm-hmm.
who will be watching this podcast
Yeah.
that $10 is all they had or all they
Actually,
have.
I remember when I started, I borrowed $5. I borrowed $5 from my
I
other
funded
sister.
with my salary.
Yes.
I
Your
was I
salary.
was working in a school and salary was barely $10.
Wow.
So when I funded,
How much was it in naira
it
value?
was 10,000 naira.
10,000
I
naira.
was paid 10,000 naira at that time. So I just funded everything. And when I took my first trade, it was like my heart was leaving my chest. Prior to that time, I watched a lot of videos. I
Yeah.
paid for mentorship, scammers actually.
Oh, you paid
I
scammers
paid
for mentorship.
scammers for indicators that are free,
Oh, wow, wow.
and they'll keep us in a waiting list. We're praying for daddy to
So you
come so
never
that we
get to
can
the room.
just. So you never get to it. So
Wow.
it was so intense. These guys were using demo accounts and just blowing our minds. And because we didn't really have insight about what is happening in the market, we fell prey to them, right?
Yeah.
And many of them were not even in the country. I didn't know Bitcoin that time. I had to send somebody money to convert to crypto, to send all
Oh,
those
that
stress.
struggle.
I was in anticipation. I borrowed my cousin's laptop because at that time I didn't have a laptop. The laptop, the motherboard scattered in my hand.
Whoa.
So I could not, she had to like cover up for me.
Right.
So her dad, that this and that happened. She could not tell that I was the one that's, you know,
Yeah.
I was so, because I promised a lot. You know, when you are beginning, you can just you just imagine that tomorrow your life will change.
Yeah.
So fast forward to when I funded, I my first $5 was, I
Gone.
just saw my salary going. Like I say,
In seconds.
I say, what is this?
Yeah.
Ha!
So did you lose motivation, or you had motivation to still come back after that brief experience, seeing your salary gone at once?
The salary was not completely gone.
Okay.
Half of it
It
went.
was, oh,
That same day, I was like, no, this cannot be happening. Because a month's stress, and I gathered this money, I didn't even buy anything for it for myself. I just funded. And I was like, nah. So I just entered. I said, what the hell? The next $5. I said, let me put it. It was $2 left. I was like, $3. God.
only $3
God.
left.
Now I now remember that there's God. At that point, you were so full of the indicators, the whole
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, when it came to that point, I was like,
Right.
did this $3 go?
Take over.
I'm done for.
Nice. Nice.
Then
So,
in 5 hours, that
Yeah.
$3 became $30.
wow.
Now when it became $30, I was so happy. I told everybody in my house.
So you made $30.
I could not wait for the next day. I was meeting my friends on the street. I said, oh boy, I don't fight within the work. Oh, this and that. They're just looking at me. This
Sure,
Forex,
plug.
they say, oh, I said, this in the work,
It
guy,
dey work.
this and that. Blah, blah, blah. I
Yeah.
say, I don't even make $30 from $10, $3 safe. I just, that excitement.
Mhm,
And I hear people say they don't have emotions.
Yes.
In trading, you have to kill emotions. We'll get to that in the later part of the video or the podcast, right? So I was telling everybody, and that was one of the mistake I made.
You mean?
So
So because
as a beginner
you were not
trader,
having a mentor.
yes, I started broadcasting. And these people now, they will make use of what you've told them to judge you.
Yeah.
So if in a day I did $30, they expect every day I do $30.
Yeah.
That time I will be sitting in the parlor. I just tell my dad I just made $5. Before I even finish calculating $5, I say $2 don't drop. So it was so fast. And things were going well, I never withdrew.
What?
I didn't have a mentor, so I never withdrew. I was just compounding. Then my downfall started when I wanted to impress my dad.
Downfall. When
Yes,
you wanted to impress your
because
dad.
at some point he just woke up one day and called me. I was like, he dreamed. I said, what was your dream, father? Talk to your son. He said he dreamed that I bought him a Jeep.
Wow.
A Jeep? I say, how much is money? Since I was making $20 consistently every day for like 1 week. So it was so good. I was so good. After a whole lot of the scam stuff, I decided to learn from some YouTube channels and everything. So I was just learning here and there. It was working well for me. Then when he told me that, I said, no, it was close to December and I wanted to impress him and just get him the...
By December,
By
Jeep go
December,
land.
let the Jeep just land. That was during ASU strike when schools were shutting down for
Yeah.
COVID.
That was during.
Yeah, I traded and I was on $150 profits. I said I'm targeting $200.
Mm-hmm.
The thing went to 190 something dollars.
Wow. That's
I
almost
was
$200.
stacking positions, increasing lot size. Let me just get to $200 and
Yes.
close. Me, I know that if I
Yeah.
get to $200, I will not close. But just to say, let's say by $200,
Yes.
because I was like, the market will go. The market started retracing. From retracing, it turned to reversal.
Whoa.
Started going against me. All the money I have saved started funding
Again.
to hold the position.
So you were trying
So
to.
when it goes back,
Yeah.
I'll be in massive profit.
Unfortunately for you. So that was how you lost the
That was how I
entire money.
lost it. And
Wow.
because of the little wins, I used to tell people that the wrongest thing that will happen to you in the trading industry is to make profit for something that does not work or for something that you don't really know or understand.
Understand very well.
But at that point, I felt I used to do this thing now. It's something that I know how to do. But anyways, my school fees was in my account. I funded
You
immediately.
funded with your school
I funded my
fees.
school fees. My sister's school fees too was with me.
Don't tell me you funded it too.
I funded, I blew it. I was just funding any money I saw in my account. Now, that session when I resumed school,
I mean, that's crazy.
thank God for my roommate, my friend. I suffered like a market thief because my father told me that. I was like, shall I
Yeah.
put the money there? Let them give me the money back.
Are
They're
you
not giving
kidding
me
me?
shit. So that was how I suffered. So I learned the hard way.
So you had to find other means to be able to get your school fees and your sister's school fees back.
I didn't get my school fees and sister's school fees.
I
He
mean,
paid
not
my
from Forex
sister's school
trading.
fees.
Yeah.
I had to also my own school fees myself.
Okay.
So from friends, I said I'll pay you back, this and
Yeah.
that. No stipend because my dad was very angry with me. So my friends contributed and that's how I paid my school fees.
That's interesting. Wow. 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 That's a very wonderful story, actually. So I think a lot of traders now are very aggressive when it comes to approaching the financial market. They just want to create an account, fund an account, and make billions or millions of naira because of what they have heard. What is your take on it?
Well, firstly, I would say I won't blame them
Mm-hmm.
for wanting that much. Because of course, if your dream is not big, then what is it?
Wait, come again, come again.
I said first of all, I won't blame them,
You won't blame them.
yeah, for
Okay.
wanting something big.
Yes.
So it's just what you want
Mm-hmm.
and it is achievable, right?
Yeah.
But then a lot of other factors push them into it,
Mm-hmm.
like the economy, where they're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
So we consume stuff, and many of these people out there,
Mm-hmm.
they keep these sad stories
Yes.
for exclusive students.
Mm.
So they'll just tell you that I dropped out of school, and after 1 year, I did this.
I get
They won't really emphasize on the pain
that
they went through those periods. And of course, once you hear a story that someone dropped out of school and made it, they'll say many of the billionaires in the world today are dropouts.
Yeah.
You will not hear those underlying factors, right? So this same mentality, nobody remembers pain. They only remember success.
Success. So, but do you think it is a very good thing for traders to be very ambitious and carry the same habit into trading the financial market? That's
It is good to be ambitious,
Mhm.
but it is good to be disciplined also. So your ambitions can be there to motivate you to keep you going,
Yeah.
right? But once you want to take that same transfer the same aggression to
into
your
the
charts,
yeah.
you let's say 1 out of 100 traders do it and they go scot free.
Yeah.
What happened to the 99?
Right.
Right. So doing that without a mentor, you would think it is very achievable because
Yeah.
you see stories of people that have had track record and
Or
they've
huge
done
success.
yes, they've grown in the process and they are now their process. So they can do it
Yeah.
with their eyes closed. You coming in, you just want to do it. You can't do that just like that. So many a times they just need. That's why mentorship is very important. You talked about mentorship. I did not understand. Forex begin to make sense sometime in 24, early 2024, when I met my mentor.
Yeah.
Right, and I was brought
2024.
yes last year. So the better part of these 6 years have just been me drowning in the ocean of confusion. and trying to make things work. And again, there's something I had in mind that time.
Mm-hmm.
If this one can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So there's this pride I wanted to make that. And I know many people are listening, they'll be like, that's not true. But deep down, everybody wants to feel important.
Yes.
They don't want to share their glory.
Mm-hmm.
So let it be that I was a self-made millionaire. You know, that thing sounds good. So I was a self-made Forex billionaire. You know, that thing sounds good. But in the recent, you can be, but to take you longer time to achieve it. At the end of the day, we're just trading to make money.
That's
right?
true.
Not to make a name, so to say.
True.
If you have a name and you don't have money, what are you?
Nothing. That's very wonderful. So you know, I am very curious because why stacks? Why stacks? I know most of you already know. You want to just stack positions. Yes, I know you want to just stack positions. So why stacks? Like, how did you? Why do they call you Nifa stacks?
Well, the stacks came about when I got to the floor, right? When I got to the trading floor, and when we were giving accounts, I was the first person to blow the accounts.
Were you stacking positions?
My first day, I opened 95 positions.
95
positions.
Are you like, kidding me?
This guy, I don't understand. So I'm like, why did he stack like that? So from there, stack. Nifa stack. So because I don't feel comfortable opening one position.
You don't feel comfortable opening one position.
So this is one of the bad habits I incurred over my 4 years. So
trying to
I
solve
feel
problems.
If I don't open, I can at least 10, 15. I'll breathe well.
At least 10, 15 positions.
Yeah, my hand is just like on. I will just open, yes. So I think from there they started calling it fast stacks, and
so that's how you got the name Nifa stacks.
Yeah.
All right. So I know there are traders out there who they see the possibility of making it in the financial market, and I remember sometimes back when I was trying to earn a very good amount of money out of the financial market, and I was trying to press or suck the juice out of the market by stacking positions, but it never worked out. So what is your honest take, and what would be your advice to traders out there who want to just stack positions without knowing or understanding risk to reward ratio, or understanding risk management rather?
So stacking is good. It is very profitable when you're on the right side of the market.
When you are on the right side of the market.
But if you're on the wrong side of the market, you become the liquidity somebody used to go and buy Lamborghini, right? So when it comes to stacking, I want traders to understand that there's a science to stacking also.
There's a science to stacking.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't just start stacking on your first day of placing a trade. Many of these people that you see that stack, they have a track record. And risk management is very important. You will fund your whole salary, your whole life savings. And you stack on it. It's not wise. If you must stack,
right,
just fund your risks.
Wisdom.
Yes, fund your risks. What you should focus more on as a trader is, what am I losing? Instead of what am I gaining?
Right.
It's easy to look at the profit and forget about your losses.
Exactly.
So what am I losing? If I'm losing $50 and I feel I just want to stack, because my equity is, let's say, $200, and stacking, many times you don't even calculate your stop loss. Because if the trade is, let's say, $2 stop loss,
yes,
you open, let's say, 50 positions. Because as long as you are tapping that thing, it is sweet. Especially when as you are tapping it is going in your favor.
Yes.
You forget your, if I use the word sense now, you just get carried away with the
and you
whole
keep
stuff. And after stacking a lot, then it starts retracing. So by that time, a little retracement will take out maybe $100 from your account. So, but then if you want to be, let's say, cool with stacking, or you want to practice stacking, just fund your risks.
Right.
So I'm risking $50. I just fund $50 and I stack. If it goes, I don't have any emotions to it. I'm not crying.
I remember a story you shared with me once when you were still a student that time in the hostels, where you made around, is it $8 to around $1,000? What was it like? Can you share with us a brief of that experience?
It was around $12 to
$12,
$1,500
to around 1,000. A student in the hostel. What was it like? That I know that sounds like a breakthrough for you.
That was my first withdrawal in Forex.
Whoa! Wow! After losing
that was my first withdrawal. And what happened that day was Now, I'm going to touch a God factor
Okay.
because I cannot say this without talking about. There was a shaggy I saw that period that I was like, okay, God, if you don't help me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gone. My
Wow.
friend, because he knows I do Forex and stuff like that, my
Yeah.
roommate, I told him about one signal group, and I was like, this one, if you just fund this signal group, he was like, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. He said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. So we paid for the signal group,
Mm-hmm.
and he funded $20 that will grow it from the signal group and the rest. That signal group ate $8 from the money.
It didn't go well
It
at
didn't go
first.
well. Subsequent trades did not go well. Just like, man, how do I explain to this guy
That we
that
lost as a
his
student
signal
didn't.
group,
Yeah.
money, the capital,
Yeah.
everything?
Gone.
So I said, okay, God. No, when we're at this downtime, that's when
Mm-hmm.
we now remember God.
Exactly.
And that's why some people they feel praying is a strategy,
Mm.
right? So because you prayed at some point and it worked for you,
Yeah.
you think it will continue working. Now I embarked on a 3 days fast. The theme of the fast was just God show me mercy
A
because
3 days three
a
days
3 days
fast.
dry fasting.
Wow, dry
I
fasting.
was crying and I was bringing out kata from my nose. That was
Whoa.
how serious it was that period
Whoa.
for me.
You were really crying
I
for
was
mercy.
really crying.
Wow.
Then the third day of the fast, I slept, and some people call it vision, some people call it dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the chart.
Wow.
I saw a peak. I just saw the chart
Mm-hmm.
and it was just looking like it. When I just woke up, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let me just check my MT5.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the market going to that point, I could remember it from the dream.
Vividly.
Like it was so clear. It was
Oh,
like
after seeing it in the dream, you went to
after
your
seeing
phone
it in the
for the
dream and I
chat.
woke up randomly, I
Yes.
just like, okay. I didn't remember initially. When I just saw it, I was like, ah, deja vu. I've seen this thing before somewhere.
Yes.
So when I just clicked, it was from the dream that same day. When I saw it, I was like, ah, this is it for me.
So we could say that God gave you
God gave me
signal.
signals. So it was, I stuck on that position.
Yeah.
And from $12, 20, I removed 10.
Yeah.
10 again, I did 40, I'll remove this. So I was
Whoa.
just removing, saving
Mm-hmm.
till I got to 100, 300.
Yeah.
I'll blow back to this. Then I got to 1,500, around 1,700. Then my friend was like, because I was showing him the progress. He's not a
Yes.
trader.
Yeah.
So I could withstand the loss because, of course, I've been losing all this while now. I did not die. So
Exactly.
he was now shaking me, this and that. I was like, bro, calm down. And he was like, So I just had to close on 1,500 because he was seeing a retracement and he was like, let's
Yeah.
just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
Wow. Wow. That's very wonderful. So
Now,
what did you do with the
the
money?
before I even withdrew,
Yes.
I borrowed money from my
Uh-uh.
roommates. I went to go and eat.
Money don't come.
No, I can pay back any loan.
Yeah.
So that trade alone recovered all the loss I made in Forex trading.
Right.
Because, of course, I was funding small money, but those were all I had at that point.
Exactly.
So I recovered all, just one trade. And that was the day I realized that this thing trading is what I've been doing with my life. It was just more like a confirmation because whenever we go to church, people are doing testimony jobs,
Yeah.
this and that. And I pray and I appreciate God for them, but I've never really desired a job,
A job.
so to say. So I was like, this is it for me.
Yeah.
Which lecturer earns this amount of money? Which job will give this amount of money in 5 hours?
Wow.
So it was not in. So that was just my turning point.
I understand. That's quite a good experience for me. So I want us to switch a little bit. Being a trader on a trading floor, right?
Yeah.
I know you have experience. I myself worked at a trading floor, and I know that you have a head of operation who monitors every trade you take, and you have to give reports. You can't just take trades anyhow. What will you give, or what will you tell a beginner trader? Would you, if, for example, my strategy is not working, would you tell me to change my strategy or to work on my psychology?
I won't say you should change your strategy, but first, how do you know it's not working?
Because losing streaks.
You're losing streaks. So if you know it's not working, what do? You have to go and get something that works. But then the better part of trading is not even the strategy because you are your strategy.
You are your
You are
strategy.
your strategy. So many a times we think being disciplined is only on the charts.
Yeah.
If I'm to wake up by 7 a.m. and I wake up by 7:30, I'm not disciplined.
Mm.
So if I'm not disciplined in my life,
Yes.
I cannot be disciplined on the chart.
Whoa, whoa,
So
whoa.
psychology is one aspect. So we just limit this thing called discipline to the charts.
Mhm.
So if my strategy do this and do that and do this, why are you always breaking the strategy? Because you enter, you FOMO sometimes.
Yes.
If you think this is it and you think it's just by following the books, many times you still break those same simple strategies because outside we're not doing it. So psychology is more like you
Mhm.
as a strategy. So I would emphasize that they work on their psychology first. There's a popular saying that say 95% or 90% of trading is psychology. Then 10% is your strategy. So
Yeah.
once you are solid as an individual, then with whatsoever strategy you have, with just proper risk management, you're going to be golden. So we've seen people using trend lines and they're making money. Support
Yeah.
and resistance, they're making
Making
money.
money.
People that just do let's say indicators, they are
Yeah.
making money. People that trade ICT, SMC, they are making money. So there's no one golden strategy out there. You just need to be golden for
So
yourself.
there's no holy grail
There's no holy
strategy.
grail, yeah. So if you are good with
Yeah,
yourself, then you can make any strategy work.
So it's more about you as the trader,
Yes.
not really the strategy.
Yeah, it's you.
Wow, wow, wow. So how long did it take you to really carefully sit down and evaluate your wins and your losses, and how has that helped you?
You know, when you're on your own,
Yes,
it is difficult to be disciplined.
right.
Now, some people have it natural to them, while others had to go through pain to realize it. Even in the pain, after it is my money, right? So I can do and undo.
Yeah.
So I found this discipline thing when I came to the floor. After I took that trade, head of operation had to call me, like, "Are you okay? Is everything fine?" He thought maybe there was a problem with family and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm fine."
How many positions again?
95.
95 positions.
So he was like,
in a single trade
in a
in a
single
day.
trade in a day. So he was like, "Are you?" He was so concerned.
Hmm.
When I told him that, no, this is, he was like, "Then what is the problem?" I said, "No, this is how I trade." He said, "Nah, you cannot do that here." Like, so I had to report myself. And I told him this is my problem.
Yeah.
So most times before I take a trade, I will have to tell him and flag it up and say, "Sir, I want to take a trade. Oh, see my hand."
Yes.
So because man wants
Help
to do,
is-
just help me.
Yeah.
So he was so kind to me. He'll
Yeah.
just be behind me and I'll take my one trade. He'll tell me that I should not take any trade again. So, and I give report. So the day I take multiple trades,
Yeah.
I have to explain. So those times, if I violate, get suspended, there are some penalties.
Yeah. Attached
So there's
to it.
something at risk.
Yes.
So you have to force yourself to conform. And that alone, that gesture alone just helped me to calm down. Although sometimes the urge is still there to
Yeah.
want to ratata, but
So-
you just have to calm down. So they need an accountability partner
Yeah.
most times. The person must not necessarily be a trader
Yeah.
because we make a mistake of making our friends traders. Your friend you can tell your friend I took 5 trades. You say why? Say, I just know they feel good. You get it. There's no consequence there. So you can get someone that mentors you, not really in trading, but that you look up to.
Yeah.
That you know they can call it to order. Say, "Daddy, this is my problem, or this is what I'm thinking." So I feel if I take a trade, I know you don't understand this thing, but if I know that I'm going to report to you,
Yeah.
it will really help me to be in caution,
Yeah.
not to overstep. Because
Right.
I will have to explain to you, and this is my explanation. If it's other than this, sir, then
Wow. All right. So it has been a wonderful journey so far, and thank you for sharing with us from your experience. Now, what would be that one secret that you have kept to yourself, that you can share with a beginner trader out there, someone who is looking forward to working at a trading floor, or someone who wants to get involved in trading? What is that one secret you will share that can help that person?
okay. Basically, I won't really call it a secret per se, because everybody know that what we need to do to be great, right?
Yeah.
Most times we know, but we're not just willing to pay the price
Hmm.
to get it. So when you see a student go to school, to get a first class, you need to go to class to read.
Yeah.
but you're not consistently, you're not dedicated to that course, and you don't get a good grade, you say they dash me. When you get a good grade,
You say
I
I
got
got it.
this. So now, basically, almost everybody will tell you get a mentor.
Mm.
You can't overemphasize that.
Yeah.
So the one thing I would tell anybody that is starting out
Mhm.
is it is better to meet a mentor when you are fresh,
Mm.
without knowing
As a starter,
anything.
yeah.
Yes, than to go and consume a lot of rubbish.
Wow. Wow.
Relearning is difficult as an adult.
Mm. Wow.
Because at some point that thing would have given you profit, you would have seen it work at some
Yes.
instances. So
Yes.
your
yes.
mind will fight with you when you're trying to change those things. So
Mhm.
getting a mentor will save you time,
Yeah.
to save you pain,
Mm.
to save you regret, to save you a lot of things,
Yeah.
stress, emotional stress, and everything. So a mentor will just help you boycott some of the process. He will not take away the process from you,
Exactly.
but will help you reduce it to the barest minimum. That's
Right.
why we say to get someone that has a proven result, track
Mhm.
record, not someone that you just see always that will just come and tell you this and that by
Exactly.
mouth.
Exactly.
It must be evident in their life
Mm.
that this is it. So a mentor is very paramount.
So you need to get a mentor with a proven result.
Yes.
Wow. That is very profound.
And also for the beginner traders,
Mhm.
leave lower time frame alone.
Leave
Trust
leave
me,
lower time frame alone.
as a beginner trader,
Yes.
leave lower time frame
Wow,
alone.
can you expand on that?
Leave
please?
1 minute, leave 5 minutes.
So we are saying big move and we want to cash out quick money.
The problem is,
Yes.
as you're coming in, you don't have patience.
Mm.
You want to make the money fast.
That's true.
Forex is not a get rich quick scheme.
Wow.
Though many people make it look like that, it is a get rich sure scheme.
Mm.
And one of the most greatest strategy of all time
Yes.
is patience.
Wow.
So as a beginner trader, if you start with lower time frames, that's where you overtrade.
Mm.
That's where you are seeing your setup playing out every time, and now say it's not working.
Exactly.
But on the higher time frame, it cancels a lot of
Noise.
and you have to wait.
Right.
So that will teach you discipline more.
Mm-hmm.
It will help you be more consistent, to help you be more patient, and that aggression you are coming with, that my blood is hot, my blood is hot,
Yeah.
you will not calm down. So go to the higher time frames, 1 hour, 4 hours. People are making money from those. So
Yes.
because the setups form once in a while.
Yes, that's true.
And all quantity of trade does not make you a professional
the
trader.
quantity doesn't make you a
Quantity.
professional
So I
trader.
take 100 trades does not mean I'm a professional trader or I'm a
Yes.
profitable trader.
Mm.
But quality of trade. So if I can wait 2 weeks to just get one setup and I do 1:4, 1:5, that's 5% of my account.
Exactly.
Than being on the lower time frame having high blood pressure.
Right.
You are young, 20 years old, you're already having high blood pressure. Why? You're already having gray hairs. Why?
Exactly.
Forex is not supposed to be something that consumes you. And also you have time to do other stuff.
That's true.
Have time for hobby, you have time for family,
Yeah.
and you're not consumed with the chart. Because trust me, on the lower time frame, you stay long enough on the chart, you see your setup. If you don't see your setup, you see something that will make you want to place that trade.
Exactly.
So, as a beginner trader, if you're not yet there, just that would be my advice. Just
Wow.
leave lower time frame.
Wow.
Because you become our liquidity.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. So he said, leave lower time frame alone. Please, I want you to adhere to that advice. It is very, very, very good to have you here on the show.
Thank you very
Of course,
much.
your number one Trade Talk podcast in the North. Yes. So if you're looking forward to being a profitable trader, I want you to go back, sit down, watch this video again and again and again. You can learn from his own experience, and in the coming episodes, I'm going to bring in people who have experience also that can share with you. Trust me, it's going to be an amazing journey. So I want you to hit the like button, click the subscribe button, and also the notification bell so that you can be able to get subsequent videos that comes from us. And of course, you can reach out to us on any of our social media handles if you want to. We have a lot of valuable stuff you can get from us. All right, so it's good to have you here. Thank you for sticking around. See you on the next episode.